Hey, let's make a holiday cheese ball. We're gonna start with 2 8-ounce cream cheese, softened, really softened, okay, so that you can work with it with a spoon. If not, you may have to go in with your God-given utensils in your hands. All right, and to that, it calls for, and I made my statement on the other one, it might not have as many ingredients. It's got several ingredients, but it's normally stuff maybe that you would have. But I've started with the 2 8-ounce of the cream cheese. I'm going in, it calls for 8 slices of bacon, cooked crispy. And so I have crushed up, crumbled up my 8 slices of bacon, okay? It calls for the medium-sized jar of the diced pimentas, which is the 4-ounce. I drained those really well, and even after I drained them, I took a paper towel and tried to get any juice, because the juice will keep it from firming back up. So make sure you drain it well, okay? So 4 ounces of the diced pimentas. And then it calls for 4 tablespoons of mayo. So we're gonna go in, that's a little, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So we've got our 4 tablespoons of mayo. And then it calls for, of course, there are my pimentas. It calls for 1/2 cup of chopped onion. I had green, I'm trying to use those up. You can use just your white onion, your yellow onion, and 1/2 cup of the bell pepper. Just make sure to chop those as small as you can, so that you're able to get a nice bite and it just not be big hunks of it. So I've got my pimento, my green onions, and I got to thinking about why it was called a holiday cheese ball, and it has to be the colors when you think about it. I thought about this years ago and I really hadn't, but you've got your red and green, but I guess that's it. So I'm going in with the bell peppers, the onions, and the pimentos, okay? Let me make sure that's everything. My cream cheese, that's it. And so this we're gonna mix up. And then you can also, if you wanted to, now, when I would do this one, I didn't necessarily roll it, of course I told you I don't do round balls anyway. I'll do flattened out where they're about that, whatever. And I would just sprinkle some pecans on top. I didn't necessarily, put it over the entire cheese ball. And so again, what I was telling you about the lady, you could do this in a log as well if you wanted to. But this is so good. You get all the flavors from the onion. The bell pepper really just has a really nice flavor. And of course that bacon comes through nicely as far as the taste of it. And so it takes a little mixing. This is not as quite as softened as when I did the earlier cheese ball. But anyway, it takes it longer to set up because you do have more liquid in it. With the pimentas, even though you drained them, they're really wet. And you'll have moisture in your onions and your bell pepper as well. And of course you've got the mayo that makes it that way. And so it will have to go into the refrigerator for several hours before it's actually firm. We like it just this consistency to eat. I'm gonna save it for for our family coming over and stuff like that. But I'll probably take out Randy a little bit of it so he can. We haven't made this in a while, and he's looking forward to just tasting it again. So that's it, y'all. That's it, and that's an easy cheese ball. Cream cheese, bell peppers, onions, pimentas, mayo, and look, that looks great. I'm gonna taste of it because it has been a while since I've made this one. Let's just see if I can get a bite of everything that's in there. Oh, that's so good, and that bacon's crunchy. And then when it sits up, those flavors are gonna incorporate so nicely. So I hope y'all will give this a try. I'll try to come back and let you see what it looks like after it hardens up. Okay, here is the cheese ball. You see, I just chose to put it on a little plate like this. It hardened up really nicely. Now, when you go to make the ball, it's gonna be sticky because, like I said, with the mayonnaise and the other stuff, it's not gonna be as firm as the other cheese balls that I did, but it firmed up nicely. Now, you could do it just like this, do it in a ball, do it in a log like I told you somebody suggested, and I just put a few pecans on top. And let me show you how it cuts and how it looks on a cracker. And it's Randy approved. I kept him some out, and this is actually what he ate for supper. And so see how good that looks. It's got a wonderful flavor. You taste the bacon, you taste the bell pepper, you taste it all. So I hope this will be one that you'll give a try, especially with the holidays coming up. It's just real festive looking, but I hope that you'll keep faith in your heart, peace in your home, and good food on your table. I love you, and God bless.